Do you know what is the main pillar of the modern day construction? Undoubtedly, it is concrete. Rather say it's reinforcement concrete. So in order to get the success of the projects, we need to place and we need to prepare and we need to do the concrete in a proper way. And how to do the concrete in a proper way? You need a checklist or you need a proper checklist to perform the concrete as per the requirement. In today's video, I will discuss what is the checklist or what you need to check at the site before the concrete, during the concrete, and after the concrete. So stay tuned until the end to get the full information about the concrete checklist. Hi, I am Kamal Banerjee, a civil engineer and the project management professionals. I have more than 20 years of experience in India and the international level in various construction projects. Let's jump into the subject, concrete checklist. And if you are new in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get the immediate notification. So let's start concrete checklist during the projects. So any activities you need to check in three phases. One is pre-process, another is in process, another is post-process. So in this video also, I will try to discuss about pre-process, in process, and the post-process. Now, before starting, I just want to say that concrete placement in various places like foundation, slab, beam, column has their own particular checkpoints. So whenever we are doing concreting in a particular area, you need to define the checklist as per the requirement or as per the areas. In this video, I will discuss what is the fundamental things or what the minimum things you need to check during the construction of the concrete. So let's jump into the subject. First thing is pre-process checks. What is the pre-process checks? Before start of the concrete, as a quality control engineer or as a project engineer or the site engineer, what you need to check at the site? The first thing is scaffolding check. See, any concrete you need to make scaffolding or the formwork, and within the form we will place the concrete, so we need to check scaffolding. So this scaffolding check is a very lengthy process, and you need to check each and every element of the scaffolding as per the scaffold design. So scaffold design is there, scaffold drawing is there. So as per the design or as per the drawing, you need to check every scaffolding or every element, so that it is in place or not. So first thing, you need to check the scaffolding or the formwork. Then cranage, hoist or concrete bucket availability. So this means what is the process of concrete, how we want to go to pour the concrete at the place, maybe cranage, maybe hoist or concrete bucket. So you need to check whether these things are available at site or not. Then correct size of vibrator with backup unit. See, we need to do the compaction of the concrete in order to remove the air voids from the concrete to get the desired strength and the durability. Now, if there is a different types of needles, 60 mm, 40 mm, 25 mm. Now each and every places we cannot use the same needle or same the vibrator. So depending upon the concrete or depending upon the structure, we need to define what is the correct size of the vibrator, and according to that we need to check that the same size of vibrator is available or not, and along with the backup unit. Suppose you need two vibrator, but if during the concrete the two vibrator getting damaged or it is not functioning, then you need to backup support to support the concrete or do the vibration. So you need to check correct size of vibrator and with the backup unit. Then curing material or weather protection material. After the concreting, we need to do the curing. So we need to check whether the curing material is available at the site or not. Until and unless curing material is available at site, concrete should not be placed or concrete permission should not be given. And the weather protection material, suppose you are doing the concrete in the rainy season, now in rain can come at any time. So what you need to do, you need to protect the concrete from the rain. So you need to check whether these all material are available or not, or if not, the rain is coming, then everything is go away, so concrete will finish. So you need to check the whether curing material or the weather protection material is available or not. Then port sequence and joint location. See, we cannot do the concrete in a one go, so we need to do the construction joints, and these construction joints should be agreed by consultant, client, and the contractor. So you need to check whether this construction joints is agreed both parties or not. And what is the port sequence, how I will port the sequence from the this part or from the that part, from the top. So you need to finalize the pour sequence and the joint location in order to get the proper concrete. So before starting of the concrete, you need to check the pour sequence and the joint location. Then concrete testing apparatus. You need to check the concrete before or after the concrete. So you need to check whether the concrete testing apparatus is available or not. Say for example, the thermometer, slam cone, concrete cube mold, these things are available or not, you need to check before the concrete starting. If it is not there, the concrete should not be start. Otherwise, we will not ensure the quality of the concrete. Then standby carpenter and steel fixture. Why? Because this is the very crucial and important part. Because if there is any formwork leakage or formwork damage, then you need to fix immediately in order to get the concrete within the time or as per the requirement. So standby carpenter and steel fixture should be there always at the site whenever we are doing the concrete. So you need to check whether this backup carpenter or the steel fixer team is there or not. Then availability of thermometer, as I already discussed, this thermometer to check the concrete temperature. Then lighting arrangement. Why lighting arrangement? Suppose you are to do the concrete at the night. So during the night, you need the light. So you need to check whether this lighting arrangement in place or not. That you need to check. Then quality control check form. Why quality control check form? Because everything should be documented from concrete formwork, concrete reinforcement, concrete placing, each and everything should be documented. So how will be documented? That should be quality control check form. So you need to check whether this quality control check form in the place or not to determine the degree of quality control of the concrete. So these are the things for you need to check in the pre-process or before start of the concrete. The next is reinforcement check. You need to check the reinforcement. How you will check the reinforcement? First things, you need to check grade of steel. What is the grade of steel as per the design or as per the drawing? So you need to check that the same grade of steel is used or not. Then diameter of the bar. What is the diameter specified in the drawings? That's the same diameter bar used or not. Then spacing of the bar. What is the center to center distance in between two reinforcement bar? Suppose it had the 150 center to center. That you need to check that bar is placing as per the requirement, that is 150 mm. Then placing of bar, how it is placed, that may be a bottom reinforcement, then bottom distribution, then top main bar, then top distribution. So there will be a vertical bar, there may be an extra bar. So these things you need to check how the bar has placed at the side, so that it need to check as per the drawings and as per the bar bending schedules. I have a video regarding this, how to check the reinforcement at the side, and you can find this in the link or in the description box. If you want to know more about this, please check. So these things is placing of bar, you need to check very carefully. Then extra bar, see column locations, maybe there is extra bar. There's a shear zone, in the shear zone, maybe there is an extra bar. So you need to check that whether the extra bar is placed or not. And then dowel bar, with the dowel bar for the wall, for the column, or for the further extension, that need to be checked whether it is placed or not. Then expansion joint bar, there is the expansion joint. In that expansion joint, the whatever the expansion joint bar as specified in the drawing, that is placed or not, that you need to check very carefully. So and then rusting of bar. During the rainy season, there is a tendency that the reinforcement can take rust, that if there is a rust, that properties of the concrete steel will be deteriorated. So you need to check whether the steel reinforcement has rust or not. Then if you find all these things okay, then you can give the permission for the concrete. So what to check in the reinforcement check? Grade of steel, diameter of bar, spacing of bar, placing of bar, extra bar, dowel bar, expansion joint bar, and rust of bar. I have prepared a detailed video on this reinforcement check. I have given the link in the description box. Please check to know more about the reinforcement check. So the pre-process, then the reinforcement check. Then the third point is embedment. What is the embedment? What will be inside the concrete? So after pour the concrete, we cannot place. So we need to place it before the concrete. So what the first things, that electrical conduits. How you will place the electrical conduit? So this has a drawing of the electrical conduiting drawing, that you need to check that whether these are placed or not. Then drainage pipe. accordingly, the drainage pipe drawing is also there. So you need to check the drainage pipe is also there or not. Then facade support. If my building has a facade, so you need to place the support during the concrete, because it will take the support whenever we will place the facade. Then structural support. If there is any structural support is required, so the embedded plate or something you need to place during the inside the concrete. So you need to check whether this is place or not. Then the thermocouple, we need to check sometimes the temperature of the concrete inside. So we need to place the thermocouple in order to get the temperature of the concrete. So why this required? Because we need to monitor and control the temperature of the concrete in order to avoid any thermal cracks. So you need to check that whether the thermocouple is placed or not. And then any other embedment, if there is specified in the drawing, you need to check carefully that okay, every embedment is there. If you find everything is okay, and if in this process you can take help from the MEP department, so or the structural department, so they will check and they will check, verify that everything is there in place, so you can give the permission for the concrete. So these things. The next is concrete placing, how we will place the concrete, and during the placing of concrete, what we need to check. Method of pour, that I'll discuss before, that how we will pour the concrete into the formwork, that the well-defined method to be placed in the side, and everyone should be well aware. So you need to check that the method is there and everyone is aware of all the people who are involving in the concrete process, from the labor to the engineer. So everyone is well aware about the method, so that the concrete can be done as per the requirement. So you need to check method of pour. Then grade of concrete. So what is the grade of concrete? M35, M50, whatever the grade required particular structure, you need to check. Then mixed design. What is the mixed design? You need to check. Then concrete label. What is the concrete label? Before starting, you need to fix the concrete label, and whenever your concrete is placing, you need to check that the concrete is placed on that level. Then ensure that delivery note. So the delivery note, whenever it is coming from the ready-mix supplier or from the other sources, you need to check the delivery note is as per the mixed design. That means whatever the percentage of cement aggregate is there, that is the same as per the mixed design. Then concrete temperature. You need to check the concrete temperature, because if the concrete temperature is more than 32 degree, then there will be chances that you will not get the desired strength and the durability. So in order to get the success of the concrete, you need to check the concrete temperature. Then workability of concrete, the slump test you need to perform. Then rate of concrete placing, it is very important. So rate of concrete placing also you need to finalize before the concreting, so that whenever we are doing the concreting, the same rate should be followed. If it is not the same rate, then there may be possibilities that you will not get the homogeneous mix inside the concrete, and that will resulting the deteriorated of the strength and the durability. Then proper vibration. That's why we have already discussed that you need to check the backup unit and the vibrator unit. Why? This proper vibration will ensure the air waves from will come out from the concrete and you will get the homogeneous mix. So proper vibration should be in places, and that time you need to check that should over vibration should not be there, because we know if there is an over vibration, then there is a chances that the bleeding and segregation will happen, which will resulting the concrete deteriorations. Then curing method in place. So curing method is there, the curing people is there, curing compound is there. So immediately after the concrete, so it can be done. And then after concreting placing, the cleaning the area, which is very much essential, because the housekeeping is most very vital place, so that the next activity can start immediately. So after concrete, you need to clean the area. These are the concrete placing. The next part is concrete testings. Now we need to check test the concrete in order to ensure the quality control of the concrete. So number of cube taken or not, that it should be ensured. Then durability measure. If your durability concern is there, for the durability, whether the test is done or not. Then if you need to do the flexure strength, so that you should have to ensure that the sample has been taken. Then QC form maintained, that we have mentioned before also, that the quality control check form should be checked and verified by the contractor consultant that means that the concrete has been done as per the requirement. So a QC form to be maintained, and any other test is specified in the specification or required by the client that need to perform at the site. So the concrete testing also you need to check in order to check the concrete in a proper way. So these things are the concrete testing. The next part is post-pour check. Up to now, we check pre-pour and now concrete place is done. We have cleared the area. We have found out whatever the test is required. We have performed. Now concrete is finished. Now what we have to check? That is the post-pour check. Level measurement. This is very much essential because we already fixed the level during the concrete. Now we need to check the level after the concrete, so that we need to know the concrete has been done as per the level. Then surface of concrete, we need to check the surface of the concrete. So the surface, there is any crack, any pinhole, blowhole, everything is our surface is a label or not, that we need to check. So accordingly we need to rectify or we need to take action. Then pinhole or blowhole, that is a very much essential to check, because after concrete we can find out some pinhole and blowhole on the surface. We need to check that and we need to take the action in order to remove this pinhole and blowhole from the surface. Then honeycombing. Honeycombing is very much dangerous for the concrete structure. So we need to check whether there is a honeycombing or not. If there is a honeycombing, we need to take immediate action to remove this, or sometimes we need to remove that place and we need to redo the concrete. And cracks in concrete, if there is chances there is a crack will be there in the side in the concrete, so we need to check whether there is a hairline cracks or the deep cracks or the wide cracks, and according to the crack we need to take the action to minimize the cracks or eliminate the defects. So these are the things, and any other defect we find after removing the form, we need to check and we need to take immediate action. So these are the post-pour check. So these things we need to check during the concrete placing. These are the concrete check. This is the, as I told, that this is the fundamental things, and according to the structure, according to the area of concreting, we need to redefine or you need to customize the concrete place checking, so that you in order you will get the desired strength and the durability of the concrete. And I hope you will find this useful and you enjoying this. And if you find this useful, kindly subscribe my channel and share your valuable feedback so that everyone can be benefited from your feedbacks. And if you want to know anything about quality control or the construction, please let me know so that I will also come with more content like this. And thank you once again for watching me, and do not forget to share, like and subscribe. Thank you very much.